Hey guys, Ben here, welcome back to another video on The Flash and Batman. This is a crossover video I was not expecting to make, but I came across this awesome video online that we have to break down. So if you do go on to enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. Merch is available right now. If you go to the link in the description below, it's the dctvshow.tmail.com. If you want to support the channel, get the new merch right now. It's only available for a limited time, so if you missed the last round of merch, be sure to go grab yourself a t-shirt, a hoodie, or anything that you guys want to wear. Super comfy, it's sustainable, and it's good for the environment. So for now, I'm going to move on to today's main topic. So this topic, I'm going to be reading through a Screen Rant article, but the video that I initially found on YouTube was from a channel called Free Boredom. They make a lot of great composition videos, like including an alternate Justice League with Grant Gustin's Flash, along with Henry Cavill as Superman and Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern, plus there's a bunch of other amazing edits on their channel, so go check out their channel in the link in the description below. But today, this is just a fun bonus video because there isn't too much news going around right now, and I thought I would just showcase this video. Again, I'm not going to show this video because it's not mine, but I'll have some screenshots on the screen as we go through it. And so this is titled CW's The Flash Meets the Batman. It's really an ingenious edit because you have the Batman, obviously played by Robert Pattinson from the Matt Reeves film. He's standing there waiting for Catwoman, and somehow he's like edited out Catwoman. You can see her motorbike there. And you have Grant Gustin's Flash show up, and so the footage that he uses is from the Flash Supergirl crossover. The first time that the Flash crossed over with Supergirl, it was Supergirl season 1, and it was titled World's Finest. I'm sure many of you guys love that episode and remember it, so obviously the footage is definitely recognizable, and so it's just awesome to see how well he has put this together. Like, he literally shows up, the lighting is exactly the same, it looks like Grant's actually there, and they meet for the first time, and Batman's like, "Who are you?" And then Barry replies, "I'm the Flash," you know, just like he did when he first met Supergirl, and he was surprised that Supergirl didn't know who he was because he didn't realize he was on another Earth. And so this is basically hinting at the idea of the multiverse and the fact that the Flash can cross over into any multiverse. And you know, we've talked about this recently with the Flash film. We were expecting Grant Gustin's Flash to show up in at least a cameo, but he didn't show up, and so that's why people were so mad, because you've had the Flash run into many different Earths, including Ezra Miller running over to our Earth, Earth Prime, in Crisis on Infinite Earths. And so this is just such a cool concept. I would love to see this, because Robert Pattinson's Batman is really good, and I'm sure most of you guys agree with me that it would be so cool to see him crossing over with Grant's Flash. Obviously this is very unlikely, but I love that we are seeing this concept actually realized in a very good and believable way. Like, the footage just looks so good as Grant takes off his cowl, introduces himself to Batman. The video is short and sweet, but it just looks so good, and it just makes you really want to see this actually happen. And so now let's go ahead and get into the Screen Rant article, because they go into it in a bit more detail. So they say Robert Pattinson's Batman universe crosses over with Arrowverse star Grant Gustin as the Flash in a new DC Multiverse video. While DC Studios is prepping the new DC universe, the Elseworlds franchises are still continuing both on the big and small screens. On the CW, the last Arrowverse show to still stand is Superman Lois, which was just recently renewed for a shortened season 4. We talked about that many times, you guys know all about that. But over at the film side of things, you have the Batman and the Joker universes with sequels coming up, and the Elseworlds aspect of the Batman and Joker and the Arrowverse is what unites all of them. They are separate from the DCEU, they've always been separate, and so imagine there was some sort of crossover film or a crossover TV show where all the Elseworlds worlds somehow linked together. I think that is what Free Boredom is kind of getting at here. Obviously this is just two characters meeting, but fans think about this stuff all the time. Like, you always see fan art and different things with all of these other characters that people would love to see unite. And so the article actually continues by getting into the Flash and will there be more DC Multiverse crossovers in the future of DC Studios under James Gunn and Peter Safran. So they go on to say, with the DCEU coming to an end this year as the new DC universe comes to life, it begs the question if DC Studios will still make room for DC Multiverse crossovers down the line. Since The Flash Season 2, the multiverse concept has become a popular storytelling device within live action projects across WB and their superhero properties, including Marvel. By the way, The Flash did the multiverse first in terms of live action, and so the Flash movie, which just came out despite its financial struggle recently at the box office, was the latest example to implement DC's live action history, with them going fully into the multiverse once again. And so even if the new DC universe with James Gunn will be heavily devoted to creating a cohesive shared universe, obviously that's disconnected from the DCEU, the Arrowverse and everything like that, it would be shocking if DC Studios didn't revisit the DC multiverse stories down the line. Obviously this could be through cameos, just like you saw in The Flash connecting to older DC properties, and potentially you would see, you know, Henry Cavill show up or Gal Gadot show up as Wonder Woman, or maybe Grant Gustin as the Flash in a future Flash film. But Screen Rant says, and I agree with them, it would be wise for them to wait a couple years with that, given the multiverse's current permeation of the genre. Like, it's so heavy right now. Every superhero film is about the multiverse. Marvel got into it big with Spider-Man No Way Home. Obviously you saw the different Spider-Man there. You see it with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse right now. And so once the new DC universe has been up and running for a good while, it would be fun to eventually see the new heroes cross paths with the other live action incarnation of various DC players from the past. I completely agree with this. I think you need to give the DCU some time just to be itself for a while, just introduce these new characters, not really go too much into the past, think about the future, focus on the new Superman and the new Lois Lane, have Blue Beetle be in there, have the new Batman in The Brave and the Bold, directed actually by the Flash director Andy Muschietti, and develop these TV shows and different films that they want to link in together, but don't go too big with the big concepts. Like, I think they have to keep it somewhat grounded. I mean, you just have to look at the success of the Batman and the success of Joker. Obviously that made a hell of a lot of money for a very low budget. They are way more grounded, and they are by two great filmmakers, so if they can get really great filmmakers involved in the future of the DCU, and just have a look at the Dark Knight trilogy, the Batman, Joker, see what they can do, sticking with a kind of more grounded tone while still introducing cool, maybe cosmic concepts like Green Lanterns, like Supergirl and whatnot. You know, even with the Supergirl story, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, that's extremely grounded despite the fact that she goes into space and she has this like space hunt across the universe. It's very visceral, and I think they really need to get into that, because that's one aspect that DC has over Marvel. Marvel can't go dark. Like, they can only go to a certain extent because of what they've set up with their universe and the fact that it can only be like 12As, which is a UK rating equivalent of like a PG-13. But DC has the opportunity to go darker because they don't have those boundaries, and I think that's what made Joker and the Batman so good. The fact that they didn't have any boundaries, they were separate from all other universes and everything like that. They could just focus on themselves and they could be as dark as they wanted. So I think this would be a good path that James Gunn could take, but I don't really know right now as to which direction he's going. But despite the fact that the Batman universe is apparently sticking to not having any other superheroes around for the time being, it would be, and this is Screen Rant talking, intriguing to see what Matt Reeves would do if he got to tackle various Justice League characters potentially in the Batman universe. It would also be a way to avoid repeating what Christopher Nolan did with the Dark Knight trilogy, where it was strictly grounded in reality without superpowers even existing. I guess that is an interesting angle to look at it from. I guess there is some sort of similarities if they choose to not introduce any superheroes with superpowers, But at the end of the day, it's Gotham. Like, Gotham is a grounded place, and they don't like to always have superpowered beings around, even in the comics. But yeah, you could go into Clayface, something that is not as out there as, you know, an alien coming to Earth and Batman having to fight him off. And so the article concludes by saying, hopefully as the Batman franchise progresses forward, whether it be with someone like the Flash or someone else, there will be room for other superheroes in Reeves's Elseworlds franchise. So there you have it. That is the end of the article. And so just in conclusion, this fan-made video is amazing. I really hope to see something like this in the future. I love to see fan concepts. If you guys spot any other cool fan concepts that you want me to go over, break down, talk about, let me know down in the comments below. For now, go check out Free Boredom. Go check out the video that they made. It's popping off right now. It has like over 500,000 views. I'm sure some of you guys have already seen it, but if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Highly recommend it. It's an awesome short video that they have made. But before you click off this video, one final reminder, new merchandise is available right now. So if you want to get a DCTV show hoodie, t-shirt, jumper, or anything like that, please be sure to go to the link in the description below to support the channel and get some merchandise. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed the video. It really helps the channel out. Also subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. But for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.